got a reputation in the village, known as a dude, a gosh darn dude. He would never do in New York City, but in his hometown, he's a devil, he's a devil. He's a devil in his own hometown. On the level, he's as funny as a clown. He spends a 5-cent piece, thinks nothing of it. His pants all creased, red vest above it. And when it comes to women, he's a devil. He's a devil in his own hometown.
Hello, everyone. This is Brent coming at you live with the Bastardcast with my ever so lovable co-host, William.
Hey, my name is Will Bozarth, and I just held in a burp so I could use that as my introduction, and now my stomach is killing me because I guess my stomach re-inhaled it, and ouch.
Wow. I think I may have cancer now. Just
from
fucking
finally
hearing.
I've been hoping for years for this moment. I just hope
you
your will
die
is
soon.
updated to include me.
I don't have a will, and if I did have a will, there would be no more will in it.
Oh, shit.
Auschwitz, what?
A dude home away from home.
Oh, god damn it. Turn the oven off.
Too late. I'm getting inside of it right now.
Tell me about this beer run you did. You walked down the street to try out a new 4-pack from a brewery.
I drove down the street. Yes, I do drive. 8 and Sand, which is a wonderful brewery in Woodbury, New Jersey. They've been around for about 3 to 4 years, and they always come up with something good. In fact, there's a Craft Brew Awards in Colorado every year, and they have a category for best chili beer. Not like chili meat, but like chili pepper beer.
Sure.
And their chili beer, Bad Hombre, won second place out of, I guess, several hundred things. So they're very good at what they do. So when I saw online that they have a new this is going to gross you the fuck out, but whatever. Pina Colada Lactose IPA.
Oh, Pina Colada. Yes.
Yes, a lot of penis IPA. I know you don't like IPAs, but I do.
I do not. I'm definitely much more of a dark beer / stout guy.
Yeah, short and stout.
Yes.
And wait, hold on.
A lot of penis.
It lives.
Oh, yes.
I feel better. Oh my god. Holy shit! It's like I'm a new man, or a man for the first time. Yeah, so there's another brewery in Williamstown, New Jersey called 13th Child, which is based off of the legend of the Jersey Devil here in Jersey. And they have a pineapple lactose IPA, which was fucking amazing, but they haven't had it in a month or so. So when 8 and Sand said that they had one, I knew I had to get it.
Sure.
On the can, it says India Pale Ale brewed with coconut, pineapple, vanilla beans, and lactose, which right away sounds fucking amazing. 7.5% alcohol by volume, 1 pint. I'm currently drinking it. I'm about a quarter of the way through the can because it's not exactly as good as I hoped it would be. As weird as it sounds, I think they put too much pineapple in, or they put it in the wrong spot in the brewing process because something seems off.
All right, speaking of pineapple, you a pineapple on pizza guy?
Yes.
Go fuck your mother. God damn it. I fucking hate that shit.
Well, I'm going to go to my dad's house. I'm going to go to the wooden box in which my mother's ashes are in. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lube up my flaccid penis with Crisco, and then I'm going to insert it slowly into her ashes, and then I'm going to pull it out, and it's going to probably look something like a pale corn dog. And that's all in the name of Brent Irwin.
Fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck pineapple on pizza. That's a goddamn abomination.
I love it. I don't think you should have any opinion on pizza whatsoever. You should just enjoy whatever it is and eat it. Because I'm from New Jersey. Land of the home, land of the home, land of the home, and pineapple of the pizza. I think that's how the phrase goes. If I'm this close to Philadelphia, cheesesteak capital of the world, and New York City, the place that makes the best pizza ever.
New York City?
Well, the artist formerly known as New York City.
Now it's closer to New Jack City.
Literally, New Jack City. Jerome Young would fit in perfectly right now with a trash can full of weapons.
Absolutely. That sucks that it's not as good as you hoped.
I'm still gonna drink it because I'm not an alcoholic, but I am Jewish, and this cost me $20.
$20 for a 4-pack?
Yes, sir. Which isn't bad.
That sounds about like the beer that I bought last week, a week and a half ago, something like that. And I don't remember the brewery off the top of my head. It was a gift box, so it was 4 beers and a glass. Got recommended to me by the great people at Heritage Liquor in Maplewood, Minnesota, which is very close to where I work. So I stop by there from time to time. I wish they were. They'd pay me in booze. They've always been good to me since I lived in Maplewood, and so I always make it a point to go over there whenever I can because they've got a pretty bitchin' whiskey selection, and I love my whiskey. He suggested it to me, and I can't fucking remember the name of the brewery off the top of my head, but yeah, it was like $25, $26 for the 4-pack that had the glass in it, and each one was anywhere between 10 and 12.5%.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they were phenomenal. They were quadruples. They weren't stouts. And very, very good. I will definitely be getting those again as I can afford them. It's not something I can afford to drink all the time at that price point. But currently, right this moment, I am drinking a Brown Bomber 12.5S Rebel Hard Coffee. 5% on that.
You got me a coffee.
Yeah. It's basically an alcoholic latte.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, PBR makes a really good one, and I had to look twice when I saw that. Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Wait.
You're having the same reaction I had. Someone was like, PBR makes this great fucking hard coffee, and I'm like, PBR is in PBR? And they're like, they're like, yeah, dude, it's great. And I'll be damned if I didn't try it, and it's fucking great. It doesn't taste anything like PBR. It's just that's who made it, and it tastes just like maybe one of those Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts refrigerated cold coffees that you'd get from like the gas station or something or another. It tastes just like one of those, except for it's got 5% booze in it.
And since it's PBR, there's a good chance that I could find it here, so that's refreshing.
Yeah, it's PBR hard coffee, I think is what it's called. It comes in a 4-pack. Each of the cans are the 11-ounce cans, sort of like the Red Bull size cans, Now, and,
I'm going to...
They're good shit.
I'm going to put the shoe on the other foot and pretend that it's me walking into the liquor store and saying PBR coffee, knowing my love for coffee and my, I'm not going to say distaste. I'll just say that I tolerate PBR.
Oh, yeah. PBR is a
thing. And
PBR is a great beer if you're hammered and just want to keep drinking.
Right. If it's the last thing available and I'm already drunk, it's just going to taste like water anyway.
Precisely.
So it's
great for hydrating.
Now, I'm putting myself in your shoes. I'm taking it out of the cooler, shaking my head in disbelief, kind of covering up the packaging with some other...
Don't shake your head in disbelief. It's not White Claw.
I'm willing to try it. I haven't had White Claw.
White Claw's okay, but there are better hard seltzers out there. If I'm drinking a hard seltzer, I would prefer like a Truly or something like that. My wife's really big into hard seltzers, and so I'll have one of hers every once in a while, and they've got a strawberry lemonade that's really, really good. But, again, it's like 5%, so you got to drink a shit ton of them to feel anything, and they're really filling because of that.
So you got this PBR coffee,
yep,
and you got a couple things of Truly cider, probably that strawberry lemonade.
It's not cider, it's seltzer, but
I don't care. It doesn't matter. So you have that covering up the PBR logo as you shamefully walk up to the cash register and you put it on the thing. I'm feeling shame for you that you're purchasing PBR. It'll be the same feeling as the first time that I bought Bud Light Lime.
Oh,
God. I hate Budweiser. I hate Bud Light. Anything associated with it, but I love Bud Light Lime. It's so refreshing. I just felt terrible when I bought it the first time. I can only imagine how I'll feel when I buy the PBR coffee.
It's funny. I listened to the Good Brothers, who Gallows and Anderson from WWE, who are now with Impact as the Good Brothers, but they've got a podcast that I listen to every week, and they fucking love BLLs.
They're amazing.
Yeah, I can't. My cousin Brittany loves them. Her fucking husband loves them. My uncle loved them. Yeah, I can't do it. I felt no shame the first time I bought this PBR because I'm up at the counter looking at stuff, and I just happened to see it sitting right there because it's new. So places are advertising it prominently because they're trying to get people to try it. And I see it sitting right there. I was like, what in the fuck is that? And she goes, oh, no, it's amazing. And I'm like, what? And she goes, yeah, no, it's very good. And I'm like, well, fuck, I like coffee, but I don't care for PBR. She was like, no, ignore PBR. That's just who made it. It doesn't have PBR in it. Just try it. And so it was a 4-pack for $10, and I bought it, and I fucking love it.
Oh, 4-pack for $10?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was imagining it's like one of those giant ghetto boxes.
Oh,
of PBR
no. It's not the Beerzuka. But yeah, so I didn't finish. I'm drinking this Rebel Hard Coffee Mocha Latte deal that, let's see, malt beverage with natural flavors and 100% Arabica coffee. I fucking hate the Arabs. And then in my other hand,
Well, in that case, it should have been a bazooka.
Allah Akbar. In my other hand, I am enjoying a nice, about 2.5, 3-finger pour of Metallica's very good bourbon called Blackened in my commemorative Killdozer tumbler.
Since you don't have a problem with White Claw and you're drinking Blackened, I'm willing to say that you are accepted among the woke crowd.
Not even a little. I'm pretty sure there's a shoot-on-sight order for me.
No.
And I don't know what they'd shoot me with because they don't believe in guns, and I believe in many.
Penises.
Yeah. They're going to launch their fucking dildos at me. Blackened is actually really quite good. I'm on my first bottle. I've got probably 1 pour of it left. I bought the bottle probably 2 months ago. I think the price point I paid for it, I think it was like $40. I've gotten into bourbon a lot because I when I started with whiskey, I started with Scotch. But I've not moved away from Scotch. I still quite enjoy Scotch, but I've migrated a little bit over to bourbon because, so with Scotch, it gets a little complicated. There's a bunch of different types of Scotch. You know, you've got the really peaty, smokier stuff, and then you've got, a bunch of different flavor profiles with Scotch. And with Scotch, typically, not always, but typically, you have to pay pretty decent money to have Scotch that's pretty decent. Take Johnny Walker Red, for instance. I think it's like $12 for a fifth or something or another. And it's fucking garbage. It's so bad. But I can go to Heritage or any other liquor store and buy a $12 bourbon that is very, very palpable. It's not going to be the best thing I've ever had, but I'm going to enjoy drinking it. Whereas to have a really good, enjoyable Scotch, I don't think I've ever had a Scotch that I actually truly enjoyed that I paid less than $35 or $40 a bottle on. And I've literally had Jeffers Creek bourbon or Benchmark number 8 bourbon or whatever that's, $12, $13, $14 a bottle. And I'll drink the bottle and enjoy the hell out of it. So that's why I've kind of started migrating over to bourbon a little bit, because it's cheaper to keep up with my drinking habit.
I know literally nothing about anything you just said except for what dollar values mean. I know nothing about Scotch. I know nothing about bourbon.
So when you're a liquor guy, do you do tequila? Do you do vodka? What do you do?
I can't do tequila anymore.
I'm not the world's biggest fan of tequila either. Don't get me wrong. I like a margarita, but I can't just pound tequila. I've never been one to be able to pound tequila.
I was up to a point.
Is that when you got super drunk at Station 4 that night during Heathen Crusade and woke up in the urinal?
No, I didn't have tequila then. In 2005, I went on a road trip from South Jersey to Los Angeles. And we went to the Mall of America. We went to Cedar Point. We went to Las Vegas. Saw a topless vampire musical called Bite. Bite was the name of that one. So, all right. So
basically, you went from Jersey to LA and just hit a bunch of stops on the way.
Yeah, okay. It was fucking amazing.
Because Mall of America being in Minnesota, where'd you say Cedar Point? What's that?
Cedar Point is a gigantic roller coaster heavy amusement park in Sandusky, Ohio.
Okay. Home of the Kid Toucher.
Went to Wisconsin, Chicago. Went to Lou Malnati's in Chicago. Went down Iowa, across Colorado, through the mountains. It was a blast. So before we went to L.A., we went to San Diego, which is where the guy that I was on the road trip with was supposed to go to college. So when we went to San Diego, we got a hostel, and we met this older black fella. So we checked into the hostel. We walked into the room, and there was nobody else in there. The lights were off. The shades were down. It was dark. All we saw was this guy sitting in the corner, this ominous silhouette of a man, and he just looks at us and says, "Sup?" I'm like, "Oh, hi, dude. How you doing? Where you guys from?" "From Jersey." "Oh, cool. You guys ever been to Tijuana?" Nah, never been to Tijuana.
This just reminds me, you boys like Mexico?
Yeah, it's pretty close. So he's like, all right, so, well, how old are you? Well, we're 18 years old. You know the drinking age in Mexico is 18. I said, no, sir, we did not know that. He said, you want to go to Tijuana? Hell yeah, we want to go to Tijuana. The guy I was with looked at me
and came back
and
with
said,
both your kidneys.
Yeah, so the guy that drove was like, so wait, you want to go to Tijuana with this black guy that we just met? I said, fuck yeah, I do. So the guy said, all right, let's go. So we put our stuff down. We claimed our beds. We got into this guy's car. Now, if you don't know anything about geography, San Diego is very, very, very close to Tijuana.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can't remember how,
it's like
how
10
far
miles.
the drive was.
It's like 10 miles. Yeah. It's not very far at all.
So this was in 2005 before you needed a passport to come back. He parked the car and we walked across the border and we were in Tijuana walking around. So he's like, so what do you guys want to do? Drink, because we're 18 years old and it'll be weird to be in a bar and doing it legally. So he's like, all right, let's go. So the first bar we hit got a Corona and a shot of tequila, and I rode a mechanical bull and I fell off instantly.
Why does
Because
it
when
seem
you're in,
like that you're
when you're
just
in
telling
Mexico,
me the
you got
plot
to ride a
of From
mechanical
Dusk Till
bull.
Dawn?
It's the law.
Why does it seem like you're just telling me the plot of From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yeah, and then we went to the titty twister, and there was Selma Hayek with the fucking snake, and Tito and Tarantula was playing After Dark, and then they exploded. We went from there to another bar, walking down the street, and there's this guy outside of the bar yelling, $10, all you can drink.
Well, shit.
$10, all you can drink. So I walk up to the guy because obviously...
to quote Samuel L. Jackson, well, shit, Negro, that's all you had to say.
Exactly. So I said, $10, all you can drink. Yep. I said, beer? Yep. I said, mixed drinks? Yep. Shots? Yep. Anything you want. I said, does it have to be lower quality stuff or can it be top shelf? He said, anything you want, $10, all you can drink. All right, guys, this is where we're going. So I guess in a way that's like From Dusk Till Dawn when Clooney opens up the doors of the titty twister and he said, let's go, or whatever the fuck he said. So we go into the titty twister. You got to remember, I was 18 years old and I'm just trying to think of names of beverages.
At this point, you're like the dude when he's laying on the bowling alley floor and he's just looking up wide-eyed and you're like, oh.
And oddly enough, I did not order a White Russian there.
Hey, so you're in Mexico. Why would you?
I don't know what kind of milk that would be. Milk from the tits of the fat whore that lives on the roof. I'll get a sex on the beach and a shot of tequila. He's like, all right. So I give the guy the $10 and he stamps my hand with, I don't know if that was ink or some homeless guy's fecal matter. I drink that. I say, okay, I'll take a Corona, drink the Corona, go to the bathroom, come back. 2 shots of tequila, please. Okay, 2 shots of tequila. Bam, bam. And throughout this whole process, I'm learning how to properly take shots of tequila. We got the lime. We got the
salt.
So keep drinking. What other drinks are there? How about a zombie? All right, I like the name of that. Give me a zombie. Give me a zombie and another shot of tequila. I'm doing tequila. I'm doing Corona. I'm doing mixed drinks. The black gentleman that we're with said, okay, guys, let's go. I said, all right.
Now, let me interrupt you because obviously you're 18, so
yep.
You haven't been drinking long. But I would imagine this wasn't the first time you had ever had booze.
Right.
So how experienced were you with booze at this point?
I probably had my first drinks at like 16. Fucking Smirnoff Ices, which are still delicious to this day.
Okay,
Smirnoff
so your
Ices.
typical high school party amongst a few of your friends and you're sitting there drinking a couple of drinks and such. But you're by no means at pro level yet.
Oh, no. I mean, at this point, the drunkest I've gotten was probably on the same road trip. We stayed at I'm not going to say his name because that'll be saying that he was giving alcohol to minors. a member of the Ultimate Metal Nevermore Forum let us stay at his place outside of Cleveland and pretty much fed us Heinekens and steaks, and it was a good time.
At this point, I don't think it really matters. The statute of limitations is well done and over on that.
Well, I don't care. People are getting canceled for shit they posted online 20 years ago, so I'm not going to fucking risk anything.
Fair enough. We're going to get canceled for this episode in 20 years. It'll be great.
It'll be a good time.
I made a Jew in the oven joke.
Well, that's still relevant because I do believe Marie Callender's makes a Jew in the oven pot pie. So Marie Callender's is still, so we're good.
All right. So anyway, you go from a pee-wee level of football to going to Tijuana for an NFL tryout. Gotcha.
Yeah, made it into the major leagues, and Black guy says, "All right, let's go back to San Diego." Okay, fine. And I say, okay, let me go to the bathroom one more time because I feel my stomach gurgling and my tongue is watering and my throat's closing up. So I'm like, I'm going to throw up right now. So I ran to the bathroom. I held it in. Everything was good. Peed one more time and off we went, staggering down the street. Now, I don't know if this is true. I don't remember his name. So I'll just call him Mr. Blackman from here on out. Mr. Blackman said, okay, don't look like you're drunk because if you are, you will get arrested.
What the fuck? That would have been good information to have, before we cross the fucking border.
I've been denied critical, need-to-know information, as the great Burt Gummer once said in the Tremors movie from 1990. So that's a hell of a thing to say to an 18-year-old kid that is currently the drunkest he's ever been in his life at, by the way, 4:00 in the afternoon. 4:00 in the afternoon, staggering drunk down the street of Tijuana, back to the border. So I'm acting how my drunk self imagines a sober person would walk. I put my chest out, my head's up, I'm looking around. I have a stern look on my face, and I'm kind of strutting, kind of like Vince McMahon in a black wife beater, walking quickly down to the ring. His arms are moving, his legs are moving. He's looking from side to side. I'm looking like Vince McMahon, walking ready to kick some ass.
Vince's fucking big dick walk is one of my favorite things ever.
That's how I was walking at 18 years old, long hair down to my ass, walking back to the border to get back into the United States of America.
And muttering something about Austin as you're walking towards the fucking border.
It was me, Austin. It was me who paid $10 all you could drink. So we get back into the guy's car. Now this is when the story gets interesting. I'm riding shotgun.
Now, explain why would you get arrested? You would get arrested because you were drunk entering back into a country where the drinking age is 21, I assume?
See, it was either that or maybe Mexico just frowns upon public intoxication, which goes against every Western I've ever seen where everybody is drunk, passed out, blackout on the ground. We get back into the guy's car. I'm riding shotgun. My Guatemalan friend at the time was sitting in the back seat. I drank a lot of liquid. A lot of liquid. So my bladder isn't drunk. My bladder is not drunk. It's sending signals, hey, we're going to have a problem very fucking soon if you don't tell Mr. Blackman to pull the car over and let you out to pee. So that's what I do. I listen to my bladder and I turn to my nude friend. I say, Mr. Blackman, if you could please pull the car over to the right shoulder so I can pee everywhere. He said, man, we got to get back. I said, we got to get back? He goes, yeah, man, I can't pull over. I said, please, there's going to be a problem. At which point,
I'm
Mr.
either peeing
Blackman,
on this shoulder or I'm peeing in your car.
No, at which point Mr. Blackman says, it's all right, man. Just go.
Yes.
He tells me.
It was clearly a rental.
Just go. I turn to him and I say, excuse me? Because I think that's the only question you will have in your mind if somebody tells you, You are free to pee where you sit.
Not only did he just tell you that Santa Claus is real, but he told you that Santa Claus brings around the blowjob fairy.
So I can just pee right now? He goes, yeah, go ahead. So right at that moment, I voluntarily pissed my pants. So I roll the window down. Everything's normal. We get back to the hostel, at which point I say, I need to take a shower because I'm covered in my own piss. Which makes perfect sense. So,
well, if peeing your pants is cool, then I guess you're fucking Miles Davis.
I hate you for quoting an Adam Sandler movie, but I'll let it slide this one time.
Go fuck yourself. That movie's fucking awesome.
I disagree. So, I take a shower, at which point all of my 18-year-old feelings are catching up to me. My 18-year-old drunk, the drunkest I've ever been in my life feelings. So I'm standing in the shower. No, I'm kneeling in the shower, crying like I just got raped by Mr. Blackman.
Now, do you have your clothes on in the shower in an effort to rinse the piss off of them?
I was trying to remember that part throughout telling this whole story. I don't know. I do not know if I was naked or clothed in the shower. In fact, I don't know what happened to the pissed pants. In fact, I've never even thought about that until right this second. Did I get them washed? Because I don't even know if I threw them away. This is like a shocking revelation 15 years later that I'm going through right now because I don't know what happened to those pants.
But either way, you're kneeling in the shower like you just found out that Einhorn is Finkel and Finkel is Einhorn.
Exactly. Exactly. Way to redeem yourself from the Adam Sandler quote. So very good.
Dude,
we're back on track.
I ran a movie theater for 7 fucking years. I'm a goddamn movie quote machine. Fuck off.
I'm in the shower, and then I have my phone. I don't remember if I was talking on my phone in the shower or just standing in the... There's a lot of this that's really fuzzy, as expected, because I drank way too much at this time.
Sure.
So I'm throwing up, I'm crying, I'm on the phone. I call my parents, crying, apologizing, and apparently they're laughing their balls off at this situation. So everything was fine there. I calm down, and I eventually, I guess, get some kind of clothing on and climb to my top bunk, and I fall asleep. I wake up covered in vomit. I threw up all over the top bunk. So thankfully, I was on my side. So I went out, and as soon as I climbed down from the top bunk, I immediately threw up all over the floor of the hostel. So I go out to the front desk, and I say, there's a problem. I just threw up everywhere in the room. He said, oh, it's okay, man. This happens all the time. So he cleaned it up. Everything's fine. Wake up the next morning. Mr. Blackman's gone. He could have been a figment of my imagination, coercing me to...
I was just going to say, I'm questioning whether or not he ever existed.
It's a good possibility at this point. So fucking wake up. Everything's fine. Drive back to Los Angeles. Get on Too Late with Adam Carolla, a show that he had for a brief amount of time on Comedy Central. And there's a clip on YouTube where I'm reading the cue card for people to get free tickets.
I've seen that, and then he remarks about, is it the Hitler tattoo on your leg? Or
well, it's the Hitler tattoo. So he thought on my my left arm, which is actually Vincent Price.
Sure.
So if you go on YouTube and you look up Adam Carolla makes fun of my Vincent Price tattoo, you will see me the afternoon after I threw up all over the hostel and got shit-faced drunk 4 p.m. in Tijuana.
And so possibly wearing washed pee pants.
Yeah. So that is why I can't have tequila anymore, because I drank so much and threw it up in such a spectacular fashion. The smell used to bother me, but now I'm fine with margaritas.
I'm like that with hard cider. Be it Strongbow or Angry Orchard or anything.
What?
Because I had one of those nights before I moved up to Minnesota. I had a couple of going away events, and at one of those events, someone bought me 2 pitchers of Strongbow, and I drank it all. And I don't remember any of the rest of that evening. There is video of me. I had a working relationship with this venue that is, I think, still partially there. I hope it's not gone. It may be gone during COVID now. Called Tasty World in Athens, Georgia. It was just a small bar. They had metal shows and fucking hippie rock and just all sorts of stuff there. Just smaller bands. Like I saw fucking Municipal Waste there in like 2005. So when I moved, I had a going away party there, and I had 3 bands play it. I had Stygian Apotham, which was a black metal band that my buddy Sergio, who was one of my best friends, it was his band, and they played. I had Halcyon Way out of Atlanta. You may have heard of them. They've got a little bit of a bigger name for themselves. And I had Theocracy, which you may have heard of them. Yep. All 3 bands, friends of mine. And there is video that I possess somewhere of while Theocracy was on stage doing, was it Laying the Demon to Rest, or was it was Serpent's Kiss, because there's this point where Matt is, because Matt's a very accomplished singer, where he's just like, it's over, it's kind of through the bridge, and he's just like, oh, and he just keeps going on for a little while doing that over and over and over again. And there's video of him holding the mic out to me, and I'm doing it. And I am so ridiculously out of key and drunk out of my mind that everybody's dying laughing, including him, while he's holding it out. But he realizes that I'm having the time of my fucking life, and he just lets it happen. But there is video of that somewhere.
Time of my life.
But yeah, so I can't really do Strongbow or Angry Orchard anymore. I've gotten a little better where I can have one every once in a while, but Daddy's not getting drunk on either of those anytime soon, if ever again.
Now you said Tasty Bar in Athens?
Tasty World.
Oh, Tasty World. That's why I couldn't fucking find it. You mentioned at Studio 7 when I got extremely drunk. All right,
not
Tasty
at
World,
Studio 7.
Permanently closed.
Ah, son of a
Not
bitch.
Studio 7.
Yeah, at Station 4, which is also
Station 4,
permanently closed, unfortunately.
But yeah, Tasty World's closed.
God
all right,
damn it,
so Station 4 at a Heathen Crusade. I went to 2 Heathen Crusades. This specific one,
did you go
I
to
believe,
1 and 2 or 2 and
2009.
3? Did you go to 1 and 2 or 2 and 3?
2 and 3.
Okay, that was the only 2 I was at. I wasn't at 1. 1 happened right before I moved up to Minnesota, but I was at 2 and 3.
So what happened was I started drinking at around noon that day. Now, okay, so I flew out there primarily to see Woods of Ypres make their North American debut. Well, all right, sorry, United States debut, because Canada is also North America.
Right. I was going to let that slide, but I knew what you meant.
I start drinking at noon the day that Woods of Ypres is playing. We went to some local brewery, and I'm drinking. I started off with cider and then other beers, and then we went back to, I think we went back to the hotel. Yes, I think. Went back to the hotel, drank more, then went to Station 4. I keep wanting to say Studio 7. Fucking S words followed by numbers. So, went to Station 4 and continued to drink. I think at the time, my drink of choice was Jack and Coke.
A noble pursuit. I have I have one of those every year. Actually, I have one of those every year on 2 occasions. One being Lemmy's birthday and one 2 days later on his death day.
Ah, yeah.
Or 3 days later on his death day, because he was, I think, Christmas Eve and the 27th.
Fucking, yeah. All right, so Station 4, I'm chugging Jack and Cokes. I was having a good time. I think I met you in the process.
Yeah, we had talked on the Nevermore board and stuff like that, but we had never met in person.
Right. I found you at the merch table. No, actually, you found me when I was walking by you at the merch table, because I didn't know what you looked like or whatever. You had to tell me your misspelled Ultimate Metal name for me to know who you were.
Now, who was the guy that was with you who was very upset with me that Ancient Rites didn't bring more stuff, and I almost offered to sell him the shirt off my back, and then I thought better of it.
See, you have to keep in mind, I was drinking heavily, so I do not remember. Now
it's another guy from the Nevermore board. Max? I think it was Max.
Yeah, that'll be Max.
Did he have dark hair?
Like light brown, reddish, kind of.
All right, who else was with you? Because I remember Max, but I don't remember if it was Max. Who else would have been with you from the Nevermore board? I know Kara was there. I know Max was there. Who else was there?
Honestly, those would have been the only two people that I would consciously be hanging out with.
All right, it was probably Max then.
Maybe Kriglock. I think he was there.
No, it wasn't Kriglock. It wasn't Kriglock.
No.
I know who Kriglock is. It definitely wasn't Kriglock.
It could have been fucking anybody because
sure.
at that time I was like a celebrity from the Ultimate Metal board, so I was like the Pied Piper of Ultimate Metal.
Yeah, because you had like 21,000 posts, you fucking loser.
Dude, I looked on there the other week, and I was still, I think, in the top 10 or even top 5 posters of all time.
Dude, that place has pretty much died. Since there's Facebook groups and stuff like that now, no one goes on there anymore.
Well, seeing as though many of the frontmen of the bands hosted there are dead, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and the Prog Power board literally gets like 5 or 6 new posts a month. You're at Station 4, you're pounding Jackson Cokes. I introduced myself to you at the merch table.
Okay, so Station 4 had 2 levels, one of which the bar area, and the other one, which I guess had a bar area that doubled as a merch area.
They had a temporary bar area in there for certain shows that they could do certain things from. They would do like bottled beer and cans and water and stuff like that, but they didn't have taps down there. And I don't think she had more than maybe just a couple of different bottles of liquor, if that.
The main area you enter in is the fucking main bar, and then I think there were steps. You went down a couple steps, then there's a whole other area with the stage and all the merchandise and where all the sweaty fat people were.
Yep.
So at some point, I find my way back to the main bar area, and I'm still drinking, hanging out with Max and Kara and whatever. At some point, I say, "Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please excuse me, I need to evacuate all of my insides out of my mouth and nose holes." After which, I immediately strutted my way over to the bathroom and saw that the only stall in that bathroom was occupied. And then I looked over, and there were maybe 2 or 3 urinals.
Now, remind me, is this before or after the stall door was removed? Because in the later years of Station 4, you had to be brave to take a shit because there was no stall door.
I do not know. I do not recall much of anything. I remember the sink. I remember feet where the stall was, and I remember a couple of urinals. The number of them were fuzzy, like 2 or 3 sounds like the amount. Maybe 3.
Yes, there were 3 and one toilet stall.
3 urinals, 1 toilet, and I think 2 sinks. I think that sounds right. Yeah. Okay, so I go in, I see feet. Okay, it's about to happen. Let me grab this urinal. And now it's urinal, not sink. Sink would have been easy, but it's actually a good thing I went for the urinal. I got down on my knees and started throwing up in the urinal. Now, keep in mind, I had long hair at this time.
Yep.
My hair was not down the back of my head or down at my sides. It was floating in a sea of I don't know what.
Yep.
I'm throwing up onto my hair, which is probably also caked in urine, cigarette butts, spit, and I don't know how many diseases.
Oh, I guarantee you got hepatitis that day.
I'm throwing up. The most I've ever thrown up in my life after Tijuana. My head's in there. It's kind of comfy. And then the next thing I know, I hear a voice. Coming to the stage at this time from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Lance Storm. No. Woods.
It's funny that you say
Prey.
that. It's funny that you say that because at the Halloween Gamma Ray show at Station 4 in, I want to say 2012, Chris Jericho, his tag team partner in the Heat Seekers, was in attendance at the show.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Jericho's the man.
Yeah.
But and by the way, before I get any dorks on me, I know that Lance Storm was from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And that, my friends, is just incredible. So,
God damn it. I know what you did, and you should be flogged for it.
There's nothing wrong with the Impact players. So I jump up out of the urinal. My hair is sopping wet. I don't even think I dried it off. I just made sure my hair was out of my face. I ran into the crowd, through the crowd, grabbed a space at the barricade, and proceeded to headbang. Now, keep in mind where my hair was. For I don't know how long. I had passed out in the urinal, and I was told after the fact, actually probably a couple years after the fact, that security checked on me a couple times and decided to just leave me there instead of kicking me out of the venue.
Yeah.
Which is good, because that would have sucked if I got kicked out. So I woke up just in time for the band that I flew from New Jersey to see. And I'm, as a young prophet of our generation says, I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. Now, if you look up video on YouTube, probably posted by David Gold, who's David Ypres on YouTube, Woods of Ypres, your Ontario town, just a burial ground from Minneapolis, Minnesota, Heathen Crusade, you will see the moment that I burst my way to the barricade and start headbanging. Because that's the first song they played, and that's the moment that I woke up out of my stupor. So I'm glad that that's on YouTube.
Yeah, that story's pretty legendary.
At one point, somebody sent me a text of the Will Bozarth Memorial urinal. It was a urinal I passed out in. I forget who sent the text to me, and I don't have the picture anymore. And obviously, the picture can't be taken anymore since the building is essentially closed. Yeah, so if anybody out there in listening land has the picture of my urinal, send it on over to me.
They had a brewery that moved in there, and then I don't know what happened after that. I don't think the brewery lasted all that long. They were going to turn it into like a jazz club or something or another, and that fell apart. And yeah, a lot of stuff happened with that space that just never really came to any kind of fruition.
Well, that sucks.
I don't really have anywhere I got out of hand outside of just needing to go to bed. I don't have any like where I fell asleep in a urinal or anything like that. I've definitely had my fair share of booze at Prague Power, but it's usually on the last night because I'm working the festival. So that Saturday night, I'll get fucking hammered and wake up at like 10 a.m. and drive, 6 or 7 hours until I can't drive any farther, and then stop and sleep and get up super early the next day and make the rest of my way home. But nothing really too out of hand outside of that.
Well, it looks like I'm the wild card of this podcast.
Yeah, wild card, bitches.
Exactly.
I don't like getting so drunk that I don't have any idea of anything that's going on around me. There have been times where it's happened, but it's not my favorite. I like at least being somewhat aware of my surroundings. I guess it's just the paranoia of me.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I enjoy drinking, but I don't drink to excess in public environments super, super often.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to. I like to remember the good times I have. Thankfully, I haven't really blacked out at concerts or anything. And now in my old age of 33 years old, I'd rather get home safe than fucking worry about losing my license and everything that goes with responsibility.
Absolutely. I'm the same way. If I go somewhere, like if I go to a show or something or another like that, or if I go to someone's house and I'm drinking, I typically cut myself off at 2. 3 if it's something weak, 2 if it's a shot of something or a strong beer, just because A, I want to know that I'm okay to get home, and B, I I try to cut myself off before the legal limit just because of the fact that I don't want to take any chances whatsoever, especially when, I live out, as far as I live now from the cities, a lot of the shows that I go to are in Minneapolis, so it's, 45 minutes to an hour home. And
that sucks.
And a lot of it's driving down the interstate or back roads and stuff like that. And I don't want to get popped by a cop for speeding, which I do anyways. And then, get compounded on that potential DUI or DWI.
Yeah, you might not get pulled over normally for speeding, but the moment that you drank a little bit too much, and that's the guaranteed point you're going to get pulled over.
Yeah, that's the biggest reason I carry a gun is because of Murphy's Law. Because if I ever actually meet Murphy in person, I'm going to shoot him in the face and I'll take the life sentence. I don't care.
Is that anything like Megan's Law?
Oh,
because
Jesus
just like
Christ.
Murphy, that little bitch has it coming.
No, we're done. That's the line to end it on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the inaugural recorded version of the Bastardcast. I hope you guys get some laughs out of it. I certainly did. We're going to try to do one of these a week, typically on the weekend. I'm not exactly sure when it'll drop, but we're going to try to keep a semi-rigid schedule with these so that you guys will have some new content to kind of look forward to for the 4 or 5 of you who can stomach listening to us bullshit with each other and have really offensive jokes towards each other's heritage. Because I'm a mutt and he's a Jew.
Very Jewy.
Hiya, motherfucker.
In fact, I'm wearing a yarmulke made out of semen right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, no, I'm sorry.
He was Jewish.
I was going to say, what's yours again? It's not Jesus. Who is it?
Michael Richards.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's have him on the podcast someday. We'll definitely get canceled. So, thanks everyone for listening, and until next time, go fuck yourselves.
Oh, he's a devil. He's a devil. Telling stories in the grocery store. On the level, has them rolling on the floor. In Philadelphia, he had a high old time. He stayed out one night till 9:15. He's a devil. He's a devil. He's a devil in his own hometown.